students, welcome to La Excellence. For any competitive examination, having strong basics is one important asset that we have. So, how to build basics for our civil services or state services examination? Generally, we prescribe NCERT books. These are school books from 6th class to 12th class that we prescribe. Then students coming and ask us why to read these books when we have standard books. One very important question that everyone gets, so we'll have to address that one. Then we have old books, new books that are there in the market. Some say to read old books, some say to read new books. Which one to follow? Second important question. Third question, let's say if we read the book, how to make notes out of this? First of all, do we need to make notes out of that? And if we have to make notes out of that, how to make notes from the NCERT books? These are three important questions that we are going to address in this particular video. First question, why we have to read NCERTs when we have standard textbooks? Let's say for Polity, we will have to read from 6th class to 12th class all the NCERTs. And then we will have to read standard books like Lakshmikant and some other textbooks. Why can't we directly read these textbooks Lakshmikant, leaving out all these NCERTs? Anyways, the questions that we are getting are from these standard textbooks. Then why do we need to read these books? Question. Why? Why do we need to read the NCERTs? Because NCERTs, they make our basics clear. Let's say if we have a concept like understanding constitution, in our Lakshmikant or in our standard books, they directly give what are the features of constitution, how they came about. However, NCERTs provide basics like what is a constitution, what is the difference between constitution and general law, all these things. They will not be covered in our standard books. In our standard books, they assume that we know certain basics and then they write the book. Here, if we read them, our basics understanding gets cleared. And most of us who are writing this examination, we might be from BTech background and non-arts background. So, we may not be knowing these things in our graduation. So, we'll have to read them for our understanding. One point. Then, in our prelims examination and in our mains examination, if you go through the previous questions, you will get to see some questions which are asked directly taking the reference from NCERTs. Some of them are understanding based questions. To answer them, we'll have to understand the basic concepts. We'll have to read NCERTs. Addressed first question, why to read NCERTs? Second question, which one to read, old book or new book? Which one? See, for history, generally we prescribe old books. For other subjects like geography, polity, economy, science and technology, for these things we prescribe new books. But whether you are reading old books, new books, that doesn't matter. You follow any one that you have. But generally you follow the new books which are updated with the new facts. For example, if we take economy books, the old books were written in 2004. Now recently NCERT economy got updated with the new facts. So, you will have to purchase the new books to get the new information or new data in the recent years. So, new books decided. Now, how to read them? We purchased the books. We understood the purpose of reading NCERTs. Now, how to start reading them? Question. Whether to read all 6th class books at a time, like 6th class polity, 6th class geography, like that, or to read all the subjects, let's say 6th class polity, 7th class polity, 8th class polity, like that. These are two ways of reading it. I personally feel reading one entire subject is not viable because you will have to understand the basics in each of these subjects. So, read all the books in 6th class. Let's say NCERT 6th class geography, 6th class polity, 6th class science and technology, you will get to understand basics at the basic level. Then go for 7th class, then go for 8th class. Like that, you build the basics slowly. There are few students who follow this. they take NCERTs of one entire subject like economy, 9th class. For economy, books are available from 9th class. So 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. These 4 books they take, they read it at a time. That is also good, but I personally feel reading the NCERTs at one class level and going to other class would be good, would make your basics clearer compared to the second method. Second question clear? Now, what books to read? In Polity, we will have to read from 6th class to 12th class. From 6th class to 10th class, we call them as social science NCERTs. In 11th class, we have 2 textbooks. 12th class, we have 2 more textbooks. So, all these are shown on this particular screen. That is for Polity. For Geography, we will have to read from 6th class to 12th class. 6th to 10th, each class one book. 11th class 2 books, 12th class 2 more books. Economy, we will have to read from 9th class to 12th class. 9th and 10th, 2 books. In 11th and 12th, we have 2 books in each class, but we will have to read only macroeconomy related books because our syllabus in civil services and the state services, in these two, our syllabus is macro and it is mostly the socio-economic development. It is not economy as such. So, we will have to read 1 book in 11th, 1 more book in 12th, not 2 books. In history, we will have to read 6th, 7th, 8th, which are our pass. Our pass is ancient, medieval and modern history. So, we will have to read 6th, 7th, 8th books and then directly go to 11th and 12th class textbooks. 11th class 2 books, 12th class 2 books. If you can read all these things, for history, there is nothing more that you need to read for the exam, either for prelims or for the mains. For both, for history, these are sufficient. Then if we take science and technology, we have basic books to understand general science, 6th class, 7th class, 8th class, 9th class. These 4 books if we can read, they are enough. But there are few topics in our mains like biotechnology. For those, we will have to take 12th class biology textbook and read only those chapters related to biotechnology. Next thing is environment. We don't have environment NCERTs as such, but in 11th and 12th geography textbooks, last few chapters are dedicated for environment. And in 12th class biology textbook, last 4 chapters are dedicated for environment. So, if we read 11th, 12th geography and 12th class biology textbook, we will get to know the basics in environment. Till these, all the students read all these books mostly. But there are few more important books that generally students are skipping. They are related to Sociology NCERTs of 11th and 12th class. In 12th, we have this specific book known as Social Change and Development in India, which is very, very important to understand Indian society and the recent changes that are happening in our society. In 11th class, we have Indian Society 1 NCERT. That one and 12th class Social Change and Development, these two will have to read to understand the basics with regard to Indian society, essays, ethics. To answer in all of them, we will have to read these 2 books. Now, what to read? Clear. Now, whether to make notes or not. In this competitive examination, we have a lot of the things to read. Reading is not sufficient to clear this examination. We will have to remember, we will have to revise them as many times to remember. To revise them, we cannot revise all these books at a time. So, we will have to have a short notes for each of this book. So, we will have to make notes. How to make notes is the question. Let's say you are reading this for the first time and if you are making the notes simultaneously, that I call as a wrong strategy, because when we are reading for the first time, we may not understand all the dynamics in the given concept. So, don't make notes when you are reading it for the first time. Make notes when you are revising it second time or third time. By that time, you will have the conceptual clarity because you must have read the other books also. So, conceptual clarity will be there. from that concept also, as you have read earlier, you will get to know which points are important. So, once you read the book, then make the notes. How to make notes? You need not write all the points that are there in the NCERT. There is no point in writing all the points. So, we will have to choose important words, keywords, or important phrases or important facts. These three we'll have to write down in our notebook or the sheets that we can maintain to revise before the examination. Then, how will we get to know that we are in the right path in reading the NCERTs? Whether we have read it thoroughly, whether we have made notes perfectly or not. How to know this? To know this, we have a test. We have the questions given at the end of each chapter. If you are able to answer these questions, that means you have read it and you have understood the concept. So, once you read, revise them, make notes, answer these practice questions. With that, our preparation for NCERTs gets completed. Remember this, without strong basics, we are not going to clear this examination. To have strong basics, we'll have to be thorough in NCERTs. Then read standard books. I'm not contending that. But read NCERTs first. Read your class notes if you have any. Then read the standard textbooks. Link all these things to your previous questions. Remember, whenever you are reading any concept, first go through the previous questions related to them. Prelims, mains, both. Then see how to understand that particular concept. Same thing for NCERTs also. When you are reading a concept, go through the previous questions, then read the concept, understand how the demand is there in the examination, how you are understanding the concept, and make notes, revise it n number of times, practice the questions. With that, your basics get stronger, your preparation becomes easier. Thank you very much.